Everyone always says, what would happen if Erwin became the Colossal Titan? Now, before you go into those comments, like I'm sure you will, yes, I'm aware that Ackermans cannot become Titans. Just pretend like they can for the sake of the video. This is an if, and a really big if, because Levi's character would have to change by this time. Meaning, for this to happen, he'd have to either be an entirely different person, or Eren and Armin would have to no longer be alive. In this video, we're going to ask, what if Levi chose himself to inherit the Colossal Titan? Let's just assume that the plot will generally proceed the same. Someone will become a Titan and eat Bluetooth, inheriting his power. Eren and Mikasa would cry together, mourning Armin, and we can just assume that the rumbling, the war, and all that stuff still happens, just minus Eren and Armin. Now, in order for any of this to happen in the first place, Levi would have to have had a selfish moment and be completely out of his mind. Maybe Eren would tell him to take it for himself, thinking Armin is dead, or maybe Levi was pretending to be normal the entire time after being raised underground. And maybe there were no other options and he didn't want to waste the opportunity to have real power. Or Eren and Armin had both died before he could choose who would inherit Berger's Colossal Titan. Okay, with that out of the way, suddenly an explosion. Levi injects himself with the Titan serum. No one is sure what's happened because in an instant, he becomes a Titan and eats blue balls. After he is transformed, he is disgusted about being a Titan. Everyone would be left speechless, but especially Mikasa because she might want to kill him depending on if Armin was still alive. But by that point, she won't even be able to because Levi was already stronger than her before, and with the Titan power, that gap only widens. Mikasa would also have to consider that they would lose the Colossal Titan ability if she killed Levi. Skipping all of the immediate outcomes, they would awkwardly research the basement, and with the entire scout regiment defeated, the government will be glad to hear, at least on the surface, that Levi, their best scout, now has the Colossal Titan. The scouts would trust Levi a lot less if he selfishly chose himself. But honestly, it would probably be better if they kept it a secret from everyone who wasn't there. This would easily save them from being investigated and shut down again. Now you might notice that I'm ignoring Eren's reaction. This is because, to be honest, I can't even fathom how he would react. Though of course, after learning the truth of Parody and Marley, he would still be put in the same tough decision with the rumbling. This makes Armin's death not really have an effect on the ending of the show. Now with that in mind, let's actually discuss how Levi might have used his power to help or not help Eren. In the show, of course, Levi helps prevent Eren from completing the rumbling, but to be honest with you, this is not how I would expect Levi to act in this situation. I figured that there was no point in stopping him. I mean, think about it. Eren, a boy you actually grew up with, fought for, and actually knew properly, versus Marley, a nation which hates your people and has kindly declared war against everyone you know and love, unprovoked, in which the only person who can actually fight on your behalf and protect the island is Eren. Assuming a peace treaty isn't viable, I think Levi would be more likely to fight alongside Eren, especially if we think about Levi's desire to give his comrades' deaths meaning. I mean, he lost all of his partners protecting the hope Eren provided. He even lost Captain Erwin trying to protect Eren. Wouldn't the most meaningless outcome be one where Eren, the one they died protecting, was killed by Levi while trying to protect Parody and complete the purpose of the scouts? After watching the finale, I always wondered, why would Eren's friends rather stop and kill Eren to protect the people who always hated them and tried to wipe them out? I mean, of course there are innocent people, but there are also innocent people on Parody. They should have realized that Eren's hand was forced, and he even explained to them on the flying ship that there was no purpose in discussing this. And even if Eren's hand wasn't forced, he still made that decision, and his most loved ones should have realized that killing him was out of the cards. But with that concept out of the way, perhaps Eren would have let Levi know about his plan in Marley, where he talked with Reiner. I presume that Levi would use the Colossal Titan to nuke Marley similar to Armin after Marley declared war and help Eren accomplish his goal. And once Eren began the rumbling, Levi could help him blow up some military bases. Afterwards, there would be no more need for the scouts, and Levi could finally retire. Even though Eren's decision would break their hearts, it would be more unrealistic and improbable that they fly in risking their lives just to take his. This outcome is from the perspective that Levi would want to help Eren. Now another route we could take is if Levi was unhinged and instead selfish when he took Black Ball's power. This would make Levi an enemy to Eren and the scouts. He would quickly be separated from the group, and it would create a new opposition, a quite interesting one. Perhaps he did it because after realizing he had the chance to be powerful, he wanted to make sure he could deceive his way into receiving it. Or maybe he had genuinely lost it and become a madman. But with this newfound ability, he could do whatever he pleased. Nobody would be willing to kill him, as he is still the Scout's best fighter. There's no clear path for him to take, so this unhinged Levi would be tricky to write, especially if the rumbling were completed. Now, this video is not about what would have happened if Eren completed the rumbling, though I might make another separate video about that, maybe with a twist to make it more interesting. Alright, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and leave me suggestions in the comments. This is my first video on this channel, and I will see you in my next Attack on Titan video.